and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my genre of my new game. And we are going to play Nancy Drew and the Blackmoor Manor. One of my favorites and goodness game of all, but creepy also.
Welcome to my latest case, The Curse of Blackmoor Manor. To start, choose Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Gameplay Overview.
No. I am going to do Junior because I'm a little bit stupid, little bit, but hey. I truly loved it. I played it like 1,000 times when I was a kid. And I remember when I first got it, I literally stayed up all night to the next day to solve the puzzle in one day. One day.
Dear Ned, greetings from jolly old England. Although right now I'm not so sure about the jolly part. That's because I'm on my way to Blackmoor Manor, where the daughter of one of our neighbors is living. The daughter, whose name is Linda, recently married Hugh Penbelin, a British diplomat. Hugh travels a lot, so the only people at the manor with Linda are Hugh's aunt, Mrs. Drake, and Hugh's 12-year-old daughter, Jane. The thing is, ever since Linda moved into the manor, her health has gone downhill. She's practically bedridden, and no one seems to know why.
My
mother is convinced something is terribly wrong and wants me to find out what. So here I am, about to be dropped off at a huge centuries-old mansion in the middle of a dark, foggy moor. I can't tell whether the butterflies in my stomach are because I'm excited or just a tad creeped out. Talk to you soon. I hope.
Oh my God, Nick.
Night, miss. Good luck.
A cab driver, like, beautiful. So horribly creepy, but so beautiful. Look at this. Can I say? Oh, who's that?
Who's there? Hello?
Can I say I really want a door like this? Ooh. Goodness, my guys.
There's something out there!
Where, child?
Over there! I mean, something was out there.
Come in. I'm Mrs. Drake. I take it you are Nancy Drew?
Yes, and I really did see something, Mrs. Drake. I heard something, too.
Oh, people are always seeing and hearing things on the moor at night, especially you Americans. Why don't you just go on up to your room? It's the one with the moon on the door.
I'd like to see Linda, if I could.
I'm afraid Linda is not quite ready to meet with you just now. But please, come see me after you've unpacked. I'll be in the conservatory.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Truth is, if I was staying here, I would love this room. I mean, look at this. Beautiful. I love this bed, like right here. It's so beautiful.
A tripod. For a camera, maybe?
Maybe. Maybe you have a little something right
Wonder what
here.
goes there.
Oh, I know everything what goes there. I just like looking at this. This right here so means something, and I know what. But we're going to do this later. Ba, 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 What else we gonna do here? I don't want to call Ned yet. Book room.
Oh, Ethel, do I have to learn this?
Yes, I'm afraid you do.
If I do well, can we play a game?
Yes, but only in French.
Oh.
I'm going to do this before I get bring bang bang enough. Oh god, I have to I like it these two, it's a different sound. Bring more bang bang. Oh. No. Bring I think I got that wrong. Bring one is three. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, no. Ah. Yay! I got a key. I know how to get that. It goes here.
The key fits, but it won't turn. I need to put some kind of grease in there first.
Very cool.
Forget it. Stay in Italy as long as you want
Oh.
then. Some kind of husband you're proving to be. It's not all in my head. Don't bother.
Hello? Linda?
Linda? Hi, it's me, Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew, our friendly neighborhood detective.
Yes?
Well, welcome to Blackmoor Manor. I apologize for greeting you under such unusual circumstances.
So how are you feeling?
So, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Well, I feel like... I feel like something really strange is happening.
Can you be more specific? I know Sneezy's saying this, but...
Could you be more specific?
Could I be more specific? Ah, the ace detective is grilling me for details.
Yes.
I'm tired all the time, my mouth is dry, my vision is blurry. But that's not important. Here's what's important, Nancy. There are some doors that should never be opened. There are some doors that hold secrets which must never be known. That's everything you need to know. Now if...
Mummy, can I come in?
No, you're supposed to be in your lessons.
Lessons are over. I want to meet Nancy.
I said no, Jane.
Okay.
That was my stepdaughter. She can be such a pest sometimes. Anyway, I understand you feel an obligation to my mother, but trust me, there's nothing you can do. You're welcome to stay, but I strongly recommend that you go home as soon as possible.
As for me, I probably try to make jokes, but at Nikki, she just went help out of fun.
Please, Linda, just tell me what's wrong. Linda? Okay, I'll let you rest. But I'll be back. I'm here for you if you need me.
Yeah. I just like looking at these. This is a cool room. What are these cupboards for?
There goes my cell phone. Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Mrs. Petrov. How is everything? Have you seen Linda yet?
Literally speaking, no, but I did talk to her. Not that she told me anything.
I'm just about at my wit's end. I've never known her to act like this. The last doctor that examined her said that aside from a little dry skin, which is not unusual for her, she was perfectly fine.
Why is she hiding behind that curtain?
I have no idea. When I was out there last week, I got fed up and pulled the curtain back. She threw a fit, but otherwise she looked absolutely normal. A little pale, perhaps, but who wouldn't be pale, cooped up like that? Something has changed her. Something in that house. Hugh is just as bewildered and upset by her behavior as I am. Please get to the bottom of this, Nancy. You're our last hope.
I'm gonna ask for
Where is Hugh?
He was called to Rome. As a diplomat, he's always being called out of the country without warning and without any say in the matter. He'd much rather be there with Linda. Although
What?
it's just that Hugh said it hasn't been very easy for him to talk to her lately. Whenever he calls, which is at least once a day, Linda always seems to fly off the handle for no reason, which doesn't make sense. Linda has always been extremely level-headed and even-tempered. She never gets angry. At least she didn't used to.
Who exactly is Mrs. Drake?
She's Hugh's aunt. She's taken care of Blackmoor Manor ever since her brother died. He was Hugh's father. She's a bit of a character.
I noticed.
The way she spends all her time in that conservatory, slouching around, trowel in hand, murmuring to herself. You'd think she was burying something. Or somebody.
Goodbye, Mrs. Petrov.
Goodbye, Nancy.
maybe a little
One
bit
more
both,
thing.
but
My niece is on call and her husband's out of town, and I told her I'd go over there and babysit if she had to work. So if you call and I don't answer, that's why. Bye.
But not meet Jane.
Hi, you must be Nancy. I'm so pleased you're here. I'm Jane. I know you've come to visit my stepmom, but I'd love it if you could pop by whenever you get the chance. Oh, we'll have such fun. Let's play a game.
Sure, Jane. What would you like to play?
Let's play this card game I found in your room. Actually, it's Bridget's room. I mean, it used to be her room. I mean, she died like 300 years ago. You can see a painting of her in the Great Hall. She's the one with the telescope. Okay, so you have to match up a pair of constellations. I made all the matches in 40 tries. Try to beat my record.
Oh, I will be there. Oh, I forgot where that is.
You beat my score. Felicitations.
That was fun, but I'd like to ask you some questions.
Yes.
Sure, what do you want to know? About Mummy? I mean, Linda. I do hope you'll help. She's been a bit out of sorts lately.
Do you know why she doesn't want to be seen?
I think maybe it's because of the lady in black. I was playing in Mummy's room when she wasn't there, and when I looked up, there was a lady all dressed in black putting something on Mummy's nightstand.
The woman left something?
The lady put a note on Mummy's nightstand, but I didn't read it. That's when Mummy started feeling poorly. I don't want to think about that. Let's play a game. It will cheer me up.
Sure. What would you like to play?
Look inside the chest over there and pick a game. My great aunt said it's a hope chest, so I put my games in there in the hope someone would come over to play. We can play Bull, Constellation Match, Petroglyph Punch, Skull and Bones, and I also have a jigsaw puzzle.
You sure have a lot of games.
I love games. I want to make computer games when I grow up.
How about a game of Petroglyph Punch?
This is a game I bought in Arizona. You have to make as many matches as possible. On your mark, get set, go!
Is it another game that I supposed to be living through that? Like The Secret of the Sour Wind?
Hooray! You've won!
Hippie! Do you ever see anything strange?
Have you ever seen anything strange outside?
Once I saw my Uncle Roger's toupee fly off during a windstorm. Talk about freaky.
I mean, have you seen a strange animal outside?
No, but I have heard weird noises like this. Howling. But not like a dog howling, more like something human. I don't want to think about that. It's scary enough having to live in this gloomy place.
True.
The lady in black you saw in Linda's room, did she look like anyone you know?
Like I said before, I couldn't really see her face, but she was kind of dressed like the lady in the Great Hall.
Which lady?
Eleanor. I know it sounds weird, that's why I didn't want to tell anyone. It's too creepy. Sometimes wonder if I just dreamed it all up. Mrs. Drake is always saying I have a rampant imagination.
Do you want to play a game?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of play?
Can I try the jigsaw puzzle?
Sure. Let's see how quick your reflexes are. I'll time you. On your mark, get set, go! Five minutes.
Here I go, making all these puzzles.
Four minutes. Smashing!
Yeah.
I should get going.
Toodles!
Now let's check out Chamber.
I totally love that show. Isn't Brady Armstrong so dreamy? Total hottie.
Why?
Looks like you're learning some interesting stuff.
Bet you wouldn't say that if you were the one who had to learn it.
I mean, good thing I don't. Berlin.
You had a guinea pig?
Yes, but it died.
When?
I don't know. I'd really rather not think about it, alright?
What is his name? It looked like a Charlos. If I had to name it looked like Charlos or something. Oh. Blank.
That was written by Charles Penvillin way back in like the 1500s. When I read it, it seemed really familiar, you know?
As the moon rises upon thee, fear not, but draw upon the strength of absent friends and toast to their memories and happiness and wonder. With the stalwart heart of a knight, let charity be thy guiding angel. Stay firm in knowledge as a dedicated geometer, and fear not the ravages of Father Time. For, dear child, as you learn the lessons of folly, the secrets of this world shall dawn in thy soul.
Oh, that's cool.
Who's this?
That's my mum, my real mum. She's an opera singer. It's not like she's famous or anything, but she does live in Paris.
What is this book?
Don't know really. Ethel gave it to me. She said it belonged to my grandfather. Do you think Brady Armstrong is cute?
No. No, I don't. Oh, cool. Bunch of symbols.
Each of those cups seems to be associated with a Roman numeral.
Yep. Book, mine, God. Oh, cool.
I used that to make cakes for Lulu the parrot. That's why the ingredients are so nasty. Like I would eat mealworms.
Mealworms. Ugh.
Ooh. Roman numerals, that's cool. Again, I love this because it's like a little bit of fake history, but still.
Nigel gave that to me when I was in the library once. I think he was hoping it would scare me, but it didn't. I'm too smart to believe in that sort of stuff.
Werewolves. Like see.
This phone number just might come in handy.
Yeah, maybe.
That's my family tree. Ask me anything about anyone. Go on, ask me.
Okay.
Tell me about Randolph.
Randolph the Red, so named for his bright red hair, was considered a hero at the Battle of Poitiers. For his heroism, King Edward III awarded him with the lands in the region called Penvillin. That's how we got our name.
Nice.
Who was Marjorie?
She died when she was a little girl. It was really sad.
No,
Who was Agatha?
She was a nun. I think she lived in Ireland.
that's cool.
Odo. That's an odd name.
Yeah, he isn't very exciting, really. like farming and cows. His son Milo is much more interesting.
I mean, farming could be...
Tell me about Simon.
He lived from 1358 to 1412. No, 1411. We don't know very much about him.
Who was Anor?
He was Odo's brother.
What did Guido do?
He made pizza. No, I'm joking, of course. I don't know anything about him except that he died in 1433 because he outlived all of his siblings.
Nice.
What do you know about Cecilia?
She married the Lord of Limerick and did a lot of needlework. She had a ton of kids too, like 20. Can you imagine?
Damn.
What about Jacobus?
He died when he was like 9.
What about Milo?
Milo inherited not only his grandfather's red hair, but his military prowess. Milo was instrumental in the siege of Caen and was awarded even more lands by Henry V.
And Hugo?
He had a lot of kids, and his dates were 1401 to 1466.
Tell me about Albert.
He was very mysterious, and the people of Blackmoor were afraid of him because he knew all these scientific things. No one knows much about him, though.
No.
Who was Robertus?
He was a knight, but died in some kind of jousting tournament. He was twins with Josephus.
Who was Josephus?
Yeah, they used a lot of Latin names back then and weird spellings. He became like a priest or parson or something.
Who was Anisha?
A nun.
Who was Jeanette?
It's Genet. I think he wrote plays, maybe. I don't know, I forget.
Who was Joan? Is that misspelled?
No, that's how they spelled it then. She got married to this duke somewhere in Flanders.
Tell me about Lucia.
Isn't that a pretty name? If I have a daughter, I'll name her that.
No.
Who was Adam?
Like he married Eve. Duh, no kidding. I actually don't know anything about him. I think he was the son of Hugo, though, but I forget.
Who was Nicolina?
She died when she was a baby. I have many ancestors who died young, but Ethel said that Penvillans in general live a long time.
Who was Marge?
I forget. I think she was... I don't know.
Tell me about Walter.
He was born in 1448 or 9. I'm kind of bored doing this right now.
Tell me about Edmund.
He was into cows. He did a lot of breeding of cows and sheep and got some kind of award from the king.
Nice.
Who was Charles?
Oh, Charles was a famous judge and wrote very important books on law. But his boy, Garrett, drowned while he was really young.
No.
Tell me about Garrett.
He drowned on his 19th birthday.
Who was Gillian?
She married the Duke of Ballingsford, but she stayed at Blackmoor to raise her son Thomas, who inherited the estate when his grandfather Charles died.
Tell me about Thomas.
He was Charles's grandson and wrote a lot of poetry. He also had 3 wives, Catherine, Anne, and Mary. But not like at the same time. They died and he just remarried.
Oh, boy, I hope.
Who's James?
He never married, but one day, when he was very old, a baby was found at the doorstep to the manor. He took her in and raised her as his own. That was Eleanor.
No.
What did Francis do?
He got into a big fight with his brother James and lived in France.
Who was Elizabeth?
Like the Queen of England? Oh, you mean Elizabeth, my ancestor. It's weird that she's the only ancestor named Elizabeth, since it's such a popular name.
True.
Can you tell me about George, the one born in 1566?
He lived and died. End of story.
She's so bored.
Tell me about Geoffrey.
I'd rather not. I'm kind of bored. Wouldn't you rather play a game?
No, I really want
What can you tell me about Eleanor?
Just that she was burned as a witch, but it wasn't true, and her father, James, died when he saw her die. And then the family fled to France. I don't want to talk about this.
Who was Edward?
He lived in France with his father, Le Comte de Roquefort. He was very interested in languages and translated books from Greek and Latin.
Who was Virginie?
She was married to the Duke of Barrowbold and died in the Great Fire of London.
Tell me about Francois.
He was a dwarf and became a trusted confidant to Louis XIV. Little people often held positions of great esteem at that time.
Who was Helene?
Can we stop soon? Helene married the Duke of Bouville and died in 1760. End of story.
I mean, I would be bored too, but...
Who was Frederic?
He was a soldier for the French. He was killed in the War of Spanish Succession in July of 1702.
What about Cullen?
Oh, this is so cool. They say he was a spy for England, even though he lived in France. Isn't that so very? I'd like to be a spy.
Me too.
Tell me about Corbin.
I don't know. He doesn't have a coat of arms in the Great Hall because he didn't live here. Wasn't even a British subject, that's all I know.
And Philippe?
He made a fortune in the New World and bought back most of the lands that were confiscated by Cromwell.
Who was Théophile?
He lived most of his life on the island of Mauritius
Interesting name.
and discovered like 1 million plant species.
Tell me about Brigitte, the one who was born in the 17th century.
She was absolutely mad about cricket, the game, not the insect. She actually saw the first cricket match in 1744. Personally, though, I can't stand the sport.
Who's Penelope?
I don't know much about her except that she was very loved by practically everyone in England, and there were 1 million poems written about her. If I have a boyfriend, I'd never let him write a poem about me. Blech.
Tell me about Jean.
Hello, it's pronounced Jean. He was killed by a boar on a hunting trip. They eat people's flesh, you know? No, I'm kidding. But he really did get killed by a boar. Serves him right, though, for hunting some poor little animal.
Who's Marianne?
She got shipwrecked on this deserted island with a whole bunch of yahoos, and they wrote a story about it. Yeah, that's it.
It looks like George and his brother Henri died in the same year. What happened?
They were lost at sea. I guess they traveled a lot to Canada, especially to Oak Island.
It looks like George and his brother Henri died in the same year. What happened?
They were lost at sea. I guess they traveled a lot to Canada, especially to Oak Island.
What do you know about John?
He was an opera singer, just like my mom. He sang in some Mozart operas, I think.
Tell me about Martha.
She was completely daft. She'd wear really bizarre outfits, and she was one of the first women to ride on a steam train.
Again, I
Who
love
was
it.
Peter?
Let's see. He had a wooden leg, and he was attacked by wolves once. That's all I remember.
Who was Jacques?
Don't laugh, but he invented the lawnmower bag in 1831. I swear, I'm totally not making this up.
Nice.
Who was born in 1763?
That was Isabel. She wrote many letters about the French Revolution and actually saw Marat's dead body in the bathtub. Talk about gross!
Yeah,
Tell
he
me
is
about
good.
Brigitte, the one born in 1759.
She never married and was bonkers for astronomy. She adopted her sister's son, Richard, who later got killed at Waterloo.
I mean, I can tell.
Tell me about Richard.
He died in Waterloo fighting against Napoleon.
Tell me about Edward, the one from the 19th century.
He was a big explorer and went all over the world. He wasn't very close with his son, who was also an explorer. They'd only see each other by chance in weird remote places like Samarkand and Walla Walla.
Who was Carolyn?
Caroline was a chemist and helped identify the element lanthanum. I'm not sure what the element does. I think it's a heavy metal.
Who was the William who died so young?
He was Edward's little brother. He named his son after him.
Were Cassandra and Hector twins?
Uh-huh. Cassandra was totally obsessed with lawn tennis and was one of the first people in England to have a court installed at her home. Hector was the first ball boy.
Tell me about Arthur.
He lived in the Wild West in the Americas and was a bandit with El Diablo's gang.
What did Sophia do?
She was a big collector of Impressionist artwork, but most of it was destroyed in a fire.
Tell me about Rose.
It's a real sad story. She and her granddaughter Rachel lived in France during the war and were killed.
Who was William?
He was an explorer just like his father. He was kind of a whiner, so I heard.
Wow, Catherine sure lived for a long time.
She lived the longest of any Penvillain. I hope I live that long, but not if I'm all like creaky and cranky.
Who was Cynthia?
I don't know, I'm kind of tired right now.
Who was John, the one who was born in 1873?
He was this huge naturalist and did a lot of exploration in the Amazon. I think there's a plant named after him. Or maybe a monkey, I forget.
Who was Malachi?
He was a doctor of medicine and did a lot of research on icky skin diseases. Happily, I'm blessed with perfect skin.
Tell me about Obadiah.
He lived in the US for most of his life and married this weird woman named Eustacia. She's still alive and sometimes calls us. She's totally creepy.
Who was Rachel?
She died in France during the war. I guess she worked for the French resistance.
What did Nahum do?
He died in the flu epidemic.
Who was Esther?
Esther Pemberlin Romberg, born in 1897 and died in 1951. Her friends called her Polly.
What do you know about Letitia?
Loves plants, hates noise. You can ask her about it. She's usually in the conservatory with her plants.
Who was Alan?
He was my grandfather, but I didn't know him because he died when I was little. I guess he was nice.
You guess? You guess? I mean, I heard that you got... I would not, but you guess?
Oh, you startled me. You must be Nancy. I'm Jane's tutor, Ethel.
Hi, Ethel.
Hello, Ethel.
Jane is very excited you're visiting. You're all she's talked about for the past week.
Well, I feel about...
I saw Jane's lesson schedule. That's quite an unusual list of subjects.
Yes, well. I'm sorry, but I'm in a bit of a rush. I need to go over some things with Jane.
Oh, I guess I'll be going then.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Nancy. Our paths will cross again, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure too. I'm sure too. Gonna call this lady just because.
This is Paliki.
Hi, my name is Nancy Drew. Could I ask you some questions about lycanthropy?
I'm sorry, I'm about to leave for a seminar and I'm very busy. Besides, I've written 2 books and 12 articles on the subject. If you have questions, perhaps you should try reading one of them.
What?
It's just that your writing makes you sound so knowledgeable that I felt compelled to talk to you.
Your attempt to win me over with flattery is as transparent as it is feeble. But it works. What do you want to know?
What do you consider to be the definitive signs that someone is turning into some kind of animal?
Symptoms are relatively subtle. A dry mouth, fatigue, impaired vision, and reduced blood flow to the skin.
I mean,
Is this person pale?
I don't know that, but the mom said yes.
Yes, but the really disturbing thing is, she won't let anyone see her. She just lies in bed all day behind this curtain.
And at night, what does she do at night?
I can't be sure, but I do know that I saw something outside the night I arrived. Some kind of animal. And when I asked to see my friend, I was told she was unavailable.
Sounds very promising.
You don't really believe she's turning into some kind of creature, do you?
Young lady, I believe the human mind is capable of far more than we can ever imagine. Pale skin, dry mouth, fatigue. The human mind is perfectly capable of causing the body to exhibit such symptoms, if it is so motivated.
What would motivate someone to turn into an animal?
Most lycanthropes are under a great deal of stress, due perhaps to the death of a loved one, marriage, divorce, relocation, that sort of thing. They're emotionally vulnerable, which means they're particularly open to the power of suggestion.
Someone suggests they become a lycanthrope?
Not in so many words, of course. Somehow they get it in their head that they're destined to take another form. They see something, they read something, someone says something to them. Somehow they come to believe they're supposed to undergo a physical metamorphosis, and so, in their weakened psychological state, they do.
Are temper tantrums symptomatic of lycanthropy?
There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to lycanthropy, or almost anything else for that matter. But if someone believes that what they're changing into is irrational, or has a bad temper, then they will exhibit irrational, ill-tempered behavior, especially if this is contrary to their former nature.
Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
I can't leave Blackmoor yet.
But what if she was outside with this? Library. Who's typing?
Ah yes, are you here from the agency? It's about time.
No.
No, I'm Nancy Drew, a friend of Linda's.
How do you do? I'm Nigel Mukherjee. I'm researching the Penvillen family, and Mrs. Drake has graciously opened the library for me. Nothing much has been written about the Penvillens. Until now.
Why do you think that is?
It might have something to do with their scandalous history. Or perhaps it has something to do with the family treasure.
Gender history, family treasure. Is that what we're gonna write about?
Family treasure?
For centuries, the Penvillens have been very secretive. Some believe they're protectors of a fabulous treasure, or of some dark secret. There are several skeletons rattling about in the Penvillen closet. Take, for example, Eleanor Penvillen, tried and convicted of witchcraft in 1650, quite the height of the witch trials here in Essex. It was rumored that Cromwell arranged the conviction.
Cromwell?
Oliver Cromwell? Ironsides? I suppose they don't teach history any longer in the US. Lady Penvillen was a rather vocal critic of Cromwell's policies and helped many of his enemies flee the country. Whether she actually was a practitioner of witchcraft is unknown, although many visitors to the manor during her tenure reported hearing strange, ghostly bells. Some even saw phantom hands floating about the manor, tolling their charmed chimes.
You mentioned some kind of scandal with the Penvillen family?
Well, having a family member burned as a witch can hardly be considered a mark of pride, I dare say. And then there's the whole business with the Blackmoor beast.
Blackmoor beast?
Yeah.
It's a story that's been told for generations out here. During the 1600s, many of the villagers reported seeing a strange beast with red eyes and giant fangs prowling the moors. They asked the mistress of Blackmoor Manor, Eleanor Penvillen, to put a bounty on the beast's head. But, oddly enough, she not only refused, she forbade anyone from hunting the creature. It was rumored that the beast was Eleanor's husband, whom she had cursed for finding out too much about the Penvillen secret.
When I was walking up to the house, I saw something with red eyes that called out to me.
Really? How extraordinary. Are you sure it wasn't just jet lag?
Positive, and I heard it make this kind of growling sound.
Perhaps it was the cursed husband of Eleanor Penvillen, prowling about the moors in search of lost Yanks.
Very funny. Have you seen any runes anywhere in the manor?
You mean like Norse runes? No, I haven't. I don't really know much about them anyway. Dead languages aren't really my bag, you know?
I'll let you get back to your work.
Goodbye. I doubt you'll find much of interest in there. They're mainly law books. Charles Penvillen was a prominent judge in the 16th century. Sad to say, he lost his son at a young age, left his estate to his grandson, Thomas. Those manuscripts are very old and brittle. They date back to the 14th century. Odo Penvillen collected most of them. His father, Randolph, and son Milo were rather more interested in military victories than in book collecting.
Sure.
Those are mainly Penelope Penvillen's collections of French novels. She was a patron to a raft of artists, and her salon was quite popular. She was quite the libertine, even kept her maiden name after her marriage.
Ooh, nice. That it?
I couldn't quite track the provenance of that piece, but Philippe must have brought it back from the New World. He became quite wealthy as a merchant in the Americas and restored Blackmoor's original splendor after it had been abandoned for years. His daughter Penelope continued the renovation, commissioning the construction of this library by Roger Vizier, who built a similar one for the French general Jean Leboeuf.
Should I like put it on and it goes?
Do you mind if I use this computer?
No, not at all. But it's very old. Feel free to use mine if I'm not here.
Who's Alan?
Alan Penvellin was a noted researcher in computers and languages. Jane let me into his computer, but there was nothing much of interest on it.
What's the password?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I know. But maybe Jane will know.
Fascinating piece, isn't it? James Penvellin sculpted it in 1591, although it appears that wand was added at a later date. He was quite a flamboyant figure and never married, but one day a child appeared quite mysteriously in the castle, and he took her in as his own. That was Eleanor, and many of the townfolk believed her to be a changeling or fairy baby.
Look at her face! Actually,
Wonder what happened in there.
probably trouble. Quick. Going down we go.
Looks like John Penvellin may have developed some of the plants that are in here himself. This must be some kind of well, but where's the water?
Hello down there.
Doesn't work. Probably because the well's empty.
Yep.
A carnivorous plant. Cool.
I love this show.
That's probably not a good idea.
No, it's not. I got eaten. But I can have a second chance.
All settled in? Good.
Yes.
I'm happy that you're visiting Linda, but I know how much you teenagers like your televisions and loud stereos, so I must insist that you act respectfully and civilly while you stay with us.
Okay.
Since my nephew Hugh is away on business, I am in charge of this household. And if there's one thing I cannot stand, it's noise. Hugh's daughter Jane is staying with us and would very much like to meet you, but please try not to distract her. She has her studies and mustn't be disturbed during her lessons.
Is anyone else staying here?
We do not have any permanent house staff, if that's what you mean. The Penvellins have always been self-reliant. We get on quite well without being continuously mollycoddled by a squadron of insipid, gossiping ne'er-do-wells. Now, we do have two other house guests. A Mr. Nigel Mukherjee, who is researching the Penvellin family history in the library, and Ethel Bosney, Jane's tutor.
What is Jane studying?
What every British schoolgirl needs to know. All of her schooling in the States has left her with, shall we say, a cultural deficit. She's in capable hands now.
Do you know why Linda refuses to let anyone see her?
I don't know, and the doctors don't know. No one seems to know anything.
Yes.
All I've been told is that Linda is unwell and that in her stead, I must look after matters. Now, please, I really do not have time to entertain you. You may have the run of the house, but do not break anything, and refrain from mucking about with items that aren't yours. Two rules Jane seems incapable of following. And before I forget, our kitchen is being remodeled, so our dining situation is rather unorthodox. I've made arrangements with a local restaurant to deliver meals to us. There should be a programmed number for them on the phone in your room. Feel free to order whatever you'd like.
Password. Keyboard.
I'm concerned about that thing I saw outside.
It was purely your imagination, unless you saw a stray dog. But I will not countenance any histrionics about this issue. We have enough to worry about with Linda. And please do not get any ideas about going outside to investigate. I do not want you tracking mud all over this house.
Okay.
This conservatory is very beautiful. But why isn't there any water in the well?
I'm not quite sure. We never really used it, but it was always full of water. That is until my brother died. and then it just dried up. Most of these plants were brought over by my grandfather. He was quite the adventurer. I remember when he brought back Lulu from the Amazon. At first, Mother wouldn't allow us to play with it because it had picked up too many unsuitable words from sailors. But it gradually learned proper manners.
Who is Lulu?
Lulu is a very old parrot. She must be over 80 years old. Please be very careful with her, especially if you feed her. Parrots have quite delicate constitutions, you know.
Yep.
The picture book in Jane's room. Do you know much about its history?
My brother Alan found it somewhere in the house. He was quite fascinated by it, but he'd never let me look at it.
What was your brother Alan like?
He was quite remarkable. He taught linguistics and computer science and won many prestigious awards. He loved games, especially pranks, and was forever tinkering with this and that. I do miss him sometimes, but now he's gone. He died a month after my husband passed away. And ever since I've been here all alone. Until Hugh came back from the United States, that is.
Do you
know what the password is for the computer in the library?
Yes.
No, that was my brother's toy.
Goodbye.
Good evening.
What about Jane?
Do you have allergies, Mrs. Drake?
Oh, yes. Hay fever. Although I'm not at all sure what's worse, my allergies or that medication. It makes me feel as if I'm about to float right out of my shoes.
He's first.
Who's hungry? Who's ready for some nubbies?
Did you say something, Mrs. Drake?
Not to you, dear.
Probably to the plant. If I know anyone past rules, then mine ensues. Maybe they're not ready to talk.
I'm sorry to bother you again, but Jane told me about the lady in black.
What lady in black? Jane never said anything to me about a lady in black.
Ooh.
That kid is so weird. I just don't get her.
She seems very concerned about you.
Yes, I know. I just don't know how to be a stepmother to her. She's just so strange. Look, just forget about me. You can't help me, and that's that. I'm sorry.
Linda, you have to give me a chance.
Yes.
Everyone is so worried about you. If you just tell me what's happened, maybe I could help.
Yes.
Linda, I made a promise to your mother, and I plan to keep it. I'm here for you when you need me.
Hi, Nancy.
Do you think there's a treasure hidden around here?
I highly doubt it. I mean, if there were, wouldn't someone have already found it? When I asked Ethel about it, she said that it's the Penville name and heritage that should be treasured.
Do you want to play a game?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
Let's play that constellation matchup game.
I really like this one. Good job.
Yay!
Do you know what the password is for the computer in the library?
Yes, but I won't tell. Not unless you beat me at Skull and Bones. My friend Hugo bought this for me. It's like Go Fish, but you have to collect 3 of a kind of weird things like zombies and ghosts. You go first.
Which one is mine? Probably
Do you have any bats?
Dig. Tombstones?
Sorry. Do you have any coffins?
Nada. Your witches, please?
Go dig. Do you have any haunted houses?
Go dig. Do you have any skulls?
Get out your shovel. Do you have any witches?
Here you go.
Do you have any zombies?
Dig. Any bones?
Sorry. Do you have any bats?
Nada. Would you happen to have any ghosts?
You're going to have to go dig. Do you have any spiders?
Nada. Do you have any skulls?
Sorry. You got a match. Good for you. Do you have any coffins?
Go dig. Any bones?
All yours. You got a match. Good for you.
Any haunted houses?
All yours. A match? You're doing great.
Would you happen to have any ghosts?
Go dig. Do you have any witches?
Go dig.
That's a match.
Would you happen to have any ghosts?
Sorry. A match? You're doing great. Do you have any bats?
Nada.
I got a match.
Do you have any coffins?
All yours. A match? You're doing great.
Tombstones?
Sorry. Do you have any spiders?
Dig. Tombstones?
All yours. A match? You're doing great.
one.
Any bats?
All yours. You got a match. Good for you.
Do you have any spiders? I won. Do you want to play again?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go first.
Do you have any bats?
Go dig. Would you happen to have any ghosts?
No.
Afraid not. Do you have any zombies?
Go dig. Any bones?
All yours.
Do you have any coffins?
Go dig. Do you have any skulls?
Sorry. Would you happen to have any ghosts?
Afraid not. Do you have any witches?
Go dig. Do you have any spiders?
All yours.
Any haunted houses?
Sorry. Do you have any zombies?
Sorry. Do you have any spiders?
Afraid not. Do you have any skulls?
Go dig. Tombstones?
You're going to have to go dig. Do you have any spiders?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any bats?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any witches?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any coffins?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any skulls?
Sorry. Would you happen to have any ghosts?
Sorry. You got a match. Good for you. Do you have any tombstones?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any zombies?
Go dig. Any haunted houses?
Get out your shovel. Do you have any skulls?
Here you go.
That's a match.
Yes,
Do you have any zombies?
Nada. Any haunted houses?
You're going to have to go dig.
No.
Do you have any zombies?
Here you go.
That's a match. Do you have any ghosts?
Here you go.
I got a match. Do you have any haunted houses? I win.
Yay!
You won. Good job. Okay, the password for my grandfather's computer is on his coat of arms, plain as day.
Okay. I have to.
I should get going.
Toodles.
I should actually go to sleep and eat up.
Boar's Head Pub, this is Tommy.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'm supposed to call you if I want some food.
Right. Nancy Drew, out at the old Blackmoor Manor, are you? Coo, you must be Hank Marvin up there. Pity about your kitchen, but we'll fix you up for some Bex and Posh. Just tell me what you'd like.
Okay. What do you have?
We've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, a real fine pinky and perky, and a delicious dog's eye, me fork and knife, just rubber-ducked. Hello?
Could you repeat that?
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop, bangers and mash, pinky and perky, and a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
Ooh, okay. The dog eye.
Can I have the dog's eye?
That'll make me Gooseberry right proud. Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder?
Okay.
All right then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory. Oh, and we've got no hot potato about, so it may take a bit, but we'll have it up to you in no time. Fish and taters.
Oh, thank you.
Hugh Penvillin here.
Hello, Mr. Penvillin. This is Nancy Drew.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's visiting Linda. You know, from the United States, across the pond.
Yes, of course. Are you at Blackmoor?
Yes, I am, and I've talked to Linda.
Good for you, because frankly, that's something I've been quite unable to do lately. These temper tantrums of hers make rational discourse well nigh impossible.
How long have these tantrums been going on?
Ever since I left for Italy. We'll be talking on the phone about the weather or Jane's lessons or something equally innocuous, and suddenly she'll be bellowing at me and slamming the phone down.
There must be something that sets her off.
Everything sets her off. I promise you, these rages of hers are totally uncalled for and quite unbearable. I love her dearly, but she's making things very difficult.
Have you spent much time on your father's computer? The one that's in the library?
I dare say I've never touched it. Mathematics, computer science, linguistics, all the things that fascinated my scholarly father bored me to tears. He gave up on me quite early on. With Jane, however, it was a different story.
What do you mean?
From the day she was born, my father doted on her, far more than he ever doted on me. Read to her, bought her books, games. Truth be told, I was a bit jealous. He passed away when she was still a toddler, so it's unlikely she remembers all the attention he showered on her. But I do, and I still find it so out of character as to be mystifying.
I understand that Mrs. Drake is your aunt?
Yes, Aunt Letitia. We're not very close, however. She's always been rather aloof, much more interested in being a Penvillin than a person, if you know what I mean.
Does Linda get along with her?
As far as I know, yes, although I have caught my aunt eyeing Linda strangely at times. And of course, there's the 6-month habitation clause.
The what?
According to the Penvillin rules of inheritance, the spouse of Blackmoor Manor's current owner, that would be Linda since I'm the current owner, the spouse of the current owner must reside in the manor for at least 6 months. Should she or he leave the manor before 6 months is up, ownership of one half of the estate immediately passes to the next legal heir.
And that would be Mrs. Drake.
Correct.
I met your daughter Jane.
Quite the bundle of energy, isn't she?
How long have you and her mother been divorced?
Renee and I were divorced almost 2 years ago. Jane went into a bit of a tailspin for a while, but she's come to adore Linda. She's been calling her mummy since the day we were married.
It was nice talking to you.
This is an extremely busy time for me, so I apologize in advance if you call and I'm unavailable.
I understand.
Good. Cheerio.
Oh, what else we want to do?
This must be Mrs. Drake's room. I need the key. Oh, it's just a parrot. No, you didn't.
Did you?
What's your name?
Lolo, 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 Lolo.
Okay, I get the point. Lulu.
Lolo.
Bye, bird.
Bob's your uncle. Who's a pretty bird in the mirror?
I'm doing this. is him, so... Cool. I'm waiting so I can do this game. No. Yeah. The typing what there is to see.
Welcome, my adventurous friend. Don't tell my sister, but there are ghosts in Blackmoor Manor. 13 of them to be exact. The problem is they're very shy, so they only come out when it's very late at night, usually just after midnight. And even then they only show up in quiet places, like the Great Hall, and the hallways and the conservatory. What's worse, they'll only come out for a very short period of time. But if you can find and touch all 13 ghosts in the time you're allotted, come back here and I'll give you a prize, one which I guarantee you'll enjoy. So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt? Oh dear, my watch tells me that the ghosts are not likely to show up right now. Come back between midnight and 4 a.m. Farewell till then.
Midnight.
À tes souhaits.
Merci.
Midnight between 4 midnight and 4 p.m. Again, love it.
That must be the food I ordered. A meat pie. That dog's eye thing had me worried.
Oh, this looks delicious.
This smells delicious. And Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder are just plain old bread and butter.
Yes.
I can use my Johnny Rudder to grease up that lock outside Jane's room. That is the spot.
Well, one maybe? Oh, it's creepy. Ooh. Oh. Sister. Me. And G-A-M E-N-T
So who's ready to go on a ghost hunt? Remember, you mustn't waste any time. Our little chums won't stay visible for long. So, on your mark, get set, go!
Okay.
Got one. Three down, 10 to go. Ten down, 3 to go.
No. If I would be a...
She's probably sleeping.
Who's the pretty bird in the mirror?
Oh, come on. I think I missed it. Ooh. I still have time. If I would move, I would be up here.
Pay no attention to the bird behind the curtain.
I need the key.
And the winner is Lulu.
I think I can't find it. It must be in that other key.
What is that?
Oh.
Maybe I'd better have a look around. She's probably sleeping. This'll loosen things up in there.
Just move. Okay. Maybe I do that later.
Maybe I should try feeding it something.
I have nothing of it, but I'm curious.
What's that?
Again.
He was Randolph's grandson and the first initiate. Odo did not have the proper qualities for Randolph's instruction.
Because he was stupid.
No, Jane. It's because Randolph believed that the proper qualities skip every generation. We talked about that, remember?
I guess.
Milo was a great soldier, just like his grandfather. And with his grandfather's help, he was victorious at Caen.
That was a battle fought in 1417, during the 100 Years' War.
That's right.
But I don't understand something. The 100 Years' War lasted longer than 100 years, right? So why do they call it that? Why don't they call it the 116-year war, huh?
Oh my, look at the time. We need to go over your geometry. Please open your book to page 46 and read silently.
Maybe Linda knows. Time to think.
Hi, Linda.
Nancy?
Yeah.
I can't believe you're still here. I thought for sure that... Maybe you can help me.
I know I can help you. Just tell me what's wrong.
I haven't told anyone what I'm about to tell you. Mostly because what happened is all my fault. I should have listened, but I didn't.
What did you do?
One day, after Hugh left for Rome, I inadvertently discovered a secret passageway. I started to explore it. And pretty soon, I found this really old-looking message etched into the wall. When I read it, I realized it was some kind of ancient curse. I tried to laugh it off, but it was kind of unnerving. So I went back to my room and found a note on my nightstand. And on it was written the exact same curse. That very night, I started to feel strange. The curse has been coming true ever since.
Did anyone see you go into the passageway?
Yes.
No, no one. You see, I'd been warned not to go poking around. By Hugh, Mrs. Drake, Ethel. They all said the manor is old and dangerously decayed, so I made sure no one was watching. And even if someone did see me in the passageway, I went directly to my room afterwards. How could someone write down the exact same curse and get it into my room before I came back? No, something else did this. Something not human.
Where is the secret passageway?
I can't tell you that. I've already caused my own doom. I won't do the same to you.
Can you tell me what this curse said?
I burned it as soon as I read it. I don't know why I bothered telling you this. You can't do anything for me. I should have listened, but I didn't. And now what's done is done.
How well do you get along with Jane?
I've been giving it the old college try, believe me. But she can just be so strange sometimes.
Maybe she's just trying too hard to get you to like her.
That could be part of it, but she'll just do the oddest things. Like one night just after Hugh left, she came into my room and insisted I read a book to her.
That doesn't sound very odd to me.
The book was on monsters, vampires and werewolves and witches. I mean, what kind of little girl reads books like that? She fits right into this house, that's for sure.
I'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
La fruit quelque con a mordu. La citron.
Hello, Nancy.
Who are all those paintings of in the Great Hall?
Those are the Penvillans who owned Blackmoor Manor at one time or another.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Farewell.
Écoutez, répétez.
Maybe 11. I mean...
Écoutez, répétez.
I don't want to disturb them.
Tuer.
Vir, viri, viro, virum, viro.
Vir is Latin for what word?
Oh, actually, maybe I should get some food.
Boar's Head, this is Tommy.
Hi, this is Nancy Drew. I'd like to order some food.
Sure, we've got some loop-de-loop bangers and mash, pinky and perky in a dog's eye, and they're all Robin Hood.
I'd like some pinky and perky, please.
Good choice. Uncle Fred and Johnny Rudder?
No, thank you.
No, I'll be eating alone, thank you.
All right then, we'll come round and leave it at your Rory. Baked potato.
Écoutez.
I don't need talk to Anne.
Yes?
I spoke with Mr. Tucker at the Boar's Head pub, but frankly, I'm not at all sure what he said.
Yes, his language is quite colourful, isn't it? He's Cockney, you see. My brother Alan and I loved to make up Cockney rhymes when we were young. We'd drive our governess quite batty. Haven't got a pot of glue, haven't got a pot of glue. Ha! How we teased her.
Pot of glue?
A clue, dear. Haven't got a clue. Rhymes with glue, you see.
Goodbye.
Good day.
Yep. I should call Ned.
Hello?
Hi, Ned.
Hey, Nancy.
Just wanted to let you know I got here safely.
So how's Blackmoor Manor?
A little on the spooky side.
How's Mrs. Petrov's daughter?
Next question, please.
That bad, huh?
It's just very strange. She stays in bed hiding behind this curtain all day.
Do you have any idea what the deal is?
She thinks she's been cursed.
Cursed? What do you mean?
She saw this ancient curse in a secret passageway, and now she thinks it's coming true.
Yikes, that's kind of nuts.
She doesn't think so.
So what'd the curse say?
She refused to tell me.
Sounds to me like you'd better give finding that out your top priority.
Yep.
Linda's stepdaughter, Jane, she has this really weird picture book in her room.
What do you mean, a picture book?
I mean, pictures are all that's in this book. No words, just these strange hand-drawn images. And the book is old, like it's been around for centuries.
Drawings, huh? Maybe it's some kind of an ancient instruction manual. You know, for people who didn't know how to read.
Could be. When I asked her about it, Jane said her grandfather gave it to her. And then...
And then what?
And then she changed the subject.
Yeah.
Sounds like that book may prove to be pretty important.
I think Linda may be turning into the Beast of Blackmoor.
Excuse me?
See, I found this book that had information on lycanthropy in it.
Lycanthropy? Werewolves?
Basically, yes. Anyway, I called this expert, and from what she said, I really think Linda thinks she's been cursed to become the legendary beast of Blackmoor.
So it's all in her head.
Right. Linda's symptoms are probably all psychosomatic.
Probably?
I mean, her symptoms are all psychosomatic. Hopefully.
So what does this beast of Blackmoor do?
Sully the family name, mostly.
Kind of like my cousin Higby.
The guy who wrestles hogs for a living?
That's the one.
I'll talk to you soon.
I'll be waiting.
Ned. Why?
This is not a good time.
Okay, fine.
That must be the food I ordered. Looks like Pinky and Perky is turkey. I knew that. This smells delicious.
Yeah, I can feed it to the plant.
I'm stuffed.
Oh, me too. One maybe? I have no idea.
Come back later, please.
Great.
Hi, Nancy.
Have you played that game on the computer in the library about the 13 ghosts?
Why do you want to play some dumb old computer game when you can play a game with me? No, I've never played it.
Have you ever heard anything strange at night that sounds like chanting?
No.
Do you know of any secret passageways in the manor?
I found one, but all it did was lead to this funny picture.
Do you think you could show me where the passageway is?
Wouldn't you rather play a game with me? I'm so bored.
If I play a game with you, will you tell me where the secret passageway is?
Okay. I got this at this really neat museum in the States. It's supposed to be an original Maya game, but don't worry. You don't have to, kill people or take their hearts out or anything. It's really easy to play. You roll the corn and move your warrior the number of dots on the corn. If no dots, then you get to move 5 spaces. You get 2 turns, but you can pass on your second turn. You just keep on going down this track, and you can capture my person if you land on him. Whoever gets all the warriors wins. I'll be blue. Here we go.
Again.
You can go.
Pass.
Your turn.
Pass.
Oh, come on. Yes!
Gotcha. I pass.
Pass.
You can go.
Pass.
I pass.
Pass.
I pass.
Pass.
You can go.
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 Oh, thank God.
You can go.
I pass.
Pass.
You can go.
You can go.
I pass.
Sorry.
You got me.
You can go.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
I pass.
Pass.
You can go.
Pass. Oh no.
Yeah.
I pass.
Your turn.
Aw.
Your turn.
Pass.
I pass. Oopsie. You can go.
You can go.
Come on, yes.
Gotcha. I pass.
Your turn.
Come on. Aw.
Your turn.
Pass.
I pass.
Pass.
You can go.
Pass.
I pass.
Your turn.
Aw.
Your turn.
Pass. Oh no!
I win.
Okay, I found the secret passageway in the East Hall. That's the hall with the coat of arms on the door. But it's not a very exciting secret passageway. You're going to be totally bored. Wouldn't you rather play a game with me instead?
The East Hall is locked. Do you know how I can get in it?
My great aunt took the key. She probably thought I'd break something in there. But I found another one. Here, you can keep it if you want.
Thank you.
I should get going.
Come back soon.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I don't know. Ooh, that's spooky.
The hands move. If I want to look around in there, I'm going to need a flashlight.
Yes, or a torch.
Pay no attention to the bird behind the curtain.
Yes?
Do you have a flashlight I could borrow?
A what? A flashlight? I'm sorry, but we do not possess every new gadget simply because our American cousins do.
Goodbye.
Run along.
I need to find a torch. Maybe James.
So, did you find what you were looking for in that secret passageway?
Let's just say you live in a very interesting house.
I don't want to hear. It's so scary to think people can be looking about behind these walls. But you shouldn't tell anyone about them either. If you do, they'll probably close them off and say they're too dangerous.
Do you have a flashlight?
A flashlight? Oh, Nancy, flashlight is an American term.
Yes.
In the UK, we call it a torch. I don't have one, but I do have a whole bunch of glow sticks. If you want one, you have to play a game with me. That's the rule.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, go!
I like this game. It's calming. Yay! Give me your glow stick.
Woohoo! Here's your glow stick. If this one goes out, I'll let you play for another one.
Nice.
I should get going.
Ta-ta!
Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a...
Okay, what was it again? This? Oh god. So down. Oh god, that is
That doesn't look like a curse.
No, it
Barber, and a picture of a parrot. I wonder if Lulu has something to do with this.
Maybe. I feel like Lulu know a little bit of everything.
The time has come for clothes.
Do you by any chance know Latin?
Quiste rogabit, bene vidi vici, semper ubi sub ubi, morituris detus.
I'll take that as a yes.
Ow.
Would you mind translating something for me?
Fire away.
Pergamentum exit.
Garbage out.
Garbage out.
Does the word barber mean anything to you?
What's the magic word?
Please?
Ding! Sorry, that is incorrect. Lulu, what magic word? Magic word, magic word, magic word. A deal's a deal.
The word annoying comes to mind.
Ding! Sorry, that is incorrect. Magic word, magic word, magic word. A deal's a deal.
Okay. I guess I'll go try to figure out what the magic word is.
Cheerio. Polly is a stupid bird. Polly is a stupid bird.
The only person that I know, maybe, that can know the magic word is the aunt.
Yes?
Would you have a torch that I could borrow?
No, I'm afraid not. Jane ruined all of ours with some sort of experiment she cooked up. But I believe she may have some of those glow sticks for illumination.
Do you know anything about Lulu's magic word?
Magic word? Oh, yes. You see, my brother and grandfather would play a word game with Lulu. I never understood how it was played, but they'd play for hours. Lulu would sometimes grow sullen and refuse to play the game anymore unless they told her that... Oh, what was it that they'd have to tell her? It's perched on the tip of my tongue. They had to tell Lulu that she was a very, very clever and beautiful bird.
I love that.
Goodbye.
The pleasure is all mine, child.
And she's very beautiful, but at times she is very annoying.
Top of the morning to you, matey.
I know the magic word.
Magic word, magic word. What's the magic word?
Lulu is a very, very clever and beautiful bird.
Clever and beautiful. How true, clever and beautiful.
Easy, Lulu, you're hurting my ears.
So, what's your word?
Barber.
Leech. Leech.
Bye, bird.
Bob's your uncle.
Leech. L-E-E-C. Okay, I'm good. So I know this. 2000. Okay. Picture. I'm going to say book. So I don't have to go up there. Baby. What come out, baby?
Felicity! The door! Uh-oh, not good. Stay away!
Lulu, it's me. You don't have to be scared.
Behind you! Don't look!
What's behind me?
Don't look!
I'm not falling for that. There's nothing there, Lulu.
Nothing there, fooled ya.
Oh, very, very clever and beautiful bird. What's up with the word baby?
Bonnet, baby bonnet. Yeah, baby bonnet.
Bonnet. B-O-N-N-E-T.
Bye, bird.
Bye. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
B-O. The other way. Glass, maybe? And
Pay no attention to the bird behind you.
You gave me such a fright.
God.
What were you doing in there?
I feel like if I tell her I found a secret passway, I don't think she'd do anything about it, but I feel like she could tell me to stay out, but I didn't quite the tree.
I found a secret passage off of the East Hall.
So I suspected.
These old homes usually have a secret passageway,
Yeah.
too. But I must insist that you no longer play in these areas. They can be extremely dangerous.
Oh, I can talk to her.
But I'm curious about where they lead.
Well, we wouldn't want you to end up like the proverbial cat, would we, Nancy? Please heed my warning. It would be terrible if something happened to you.
Have you seen the book in Jane's room called the Mutus Liber?
Yes, the silent book. It's quite fascinating and very old. Jane's grandfather left it with me to give to her.
Oh.
Do you know where it came from? No, I don't. But he regarded it as an heirloom and insisted that it belonged to Jane, and to Jane only. What you're teaching Jane looks pretty rigorous, but interesting. I believe young people need to have a well-rounded education and learn what every other Penvillin should know. Do you know much about the Penvillin family history? Only that they were a very well-respected and talented family. Many of my ancestors were tutors of some of the Penvillins, and I feel very honored to continue that tradition.
No, nice.
Have you ever heard the legend about the Beast of Blackmoor? Of course. Everyone who grows up in these parts knows it. But it's just a myth, one that unfortunately proved to be quite damaging to the Penvillins.
I don't know why.
Damaging to the Penvillins? Well, yes. Eleanor Penvillin was executed because the villagers believed that she had created the beast. Things cannot get much more damaging than that. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Goodbye, Nancy.
Pay no attention to the bird behind the curtain. Hello!
If I said ant to the very, very clever and beautiful bird, it would say...
Hill! Lulu would say ant hill!
Bye, bird.
Bob's your uncle.
Hill. Okay. The door is unlocked.
It looks like the rest of this grid is on the other side of the wall.
I'm assuming they have to be up. It's very spooky anyhow. But also very cool.
Molly is a Superman.
I believe this is the way. The end of the night. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go to...
Yes?
Goodbye.
Run along.
I think will be it for the day. And I have fun. I love this old game. This is reminding me of my childhood. Ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you of the very awesome and beautiful day. Let me just set it on the nighttime area. Ooh, spooky. I believe this is the time that everyone is for asleep. I have no idea. Yep. I just want to see what the point of the garden. Oh, it's garden. The moon is blazing. interesting. Very interesting. If you want a guide to pause that, but you can, but okay, now I'm going to leave. Bye, ladies and gentlemen.